Hello and welcome to this first episode of a brand new video series from ForgeRock, imaginatively titled ForgeTalks. It's a show where I meet virtually with my colleagues at ForgeRock and we discuss a range of topics within the world of digital identity. My guest today is our friendly neighborhood Chief Product Officer, Peter Barker. Peter, thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Fraser. It's my pleasure to be here. And you never disappoint putting these Easter eggs about Spider-Man on me. I just realized that that's what you've done again. It just never fails.
Yeah, you're probably sick to death of those by now, but I felt inclined to drop one in there. This is probably kind of a big deal for you, Peter. Am I right?
Well, talking to you, yes. Actually, this is quite a big deal because, Fraser Wallace, who gets that opportunity every day? I'm totally excited to be here.
Thanks again for joining me. So there was a big piece of news in the ForgeRock world a couple of weeks back. For anyone who might have missed the announcement, do you want to just give a little bit of a recap to what that news was?
Yeah, we had some really great news, as you mentioned. We announced our Series E funding, which was a big infusion of capital for ForgeRock. $93.5 million led by Riverwood Capital, and all of our existing investors also invested in this latest round as well. And, it's pretty remarkable considering the situation we find ourselves in today with the COVID pandemic for us to be able to raise that funding based on, tremendous progress and traction that we've demonstrated as a company, but also just the very firm belief about the future we have in this market and what we can enable for our customers and their customers and employees.
Yeah, awesome. Obviously, it was really exciting news within ForgeRock, but it feels like it's something that's also relevant to the wider industry. What do you think?
Yeah, totally. If we think about what COVID and the pandemic has really done is it's really accelerated several things that were already in progress at their own pace, but it's really accelerated those things. And particularly when I think about digital transformation, for example, that's a movement that's been underfoot for quite some time. Companies have been transitioning and transforming to digital experiences for their customers and for their employees. But what COVID has really done is forced it to be a massive sea shift of how customers and employees are interacting and what channels they're using to engage. And so there's a huge shift to digital as part of what we've seen here. That was already, as I said, it was already happening, but now COVID has really accelerated that quite dramatically. I think the other thing is we think about the companies who are going to most, not only survive, but thrive in this new world we find ourselves in, are really those who get this right. And customers and employees are demanding new and better ways to stay connected in this world. And so our customers who are able to successfully navigate these waters really will reset the table for who are the winners and losers in the future.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And it's interesting you saying about the current situation it's not created anything new necessarily, but it has sort of accelerated that need for digital transformation. And it's really interesting seeing the companies that embraced it early doing so well in the current situation, right?
Yeah, totally. And, as I think about that, what you're talking about there is business agility. So the companies who are best positioned to respond and adapt to changing conditions, and who knows what the new normal is really going to be here with this pandemic. But what is definitely certain is things are going to continue to have to change. And I think the companies who are able to most quickly respond and adapt to the changing world are the ones that are going to do best in this entire environment. And, bringing it back a little bit to what we do at ForgeRock with identity, identity is what makes digital access possible. It's really your passport to the digital world. And if it's done right, it's really a force multiplier for positive business outcomes. But if done poorly, it really can inhibit your business. And I think the pandemic here really can shine a light on when you have it working right versus when you don't. And that's really the big opportunity for ForgeRock, is to help our customers get it right and do it in a way that is agile and allows them to respond very quickly to these changing conditions.
innovation is obviously humming at ForgeRock, and there's a jam-packed product roadmap. Yourself and Fran, in his announcement, mentioned that a large portion of that investment is going to be attributed to developing our product. Do you want to just give us a high-level overview of what that looks like?
We at ForgeRock, we have a very rich history and tradition of innovation, and also a very strong commitment to standards. And I think both of these things have to work work together, because identity is so pervasive, and it's essentially the trust layer upon which digital commerce and interactions and collaboration can occur. It's so important to get it right, but it's also important for us to innovate and to bring new capabilities to the market. And at ForgeRock, we've just got a very rich history of doing that. With this new round of funding, we really have an opportunity to just bring yet a new wave of innovation to the market. And we're really excited about the possibilities that we can bring here.
So are there any specifics you can give us? Any things that you guys are working on in particular with this investment?
There's really three areas that we're focused on when it comes to new innovation, and we're going to continue to develop upon in our product strategy. The first is really about the ForgeRock platform itself, our digital identity platform. This is the core engine of everything that we offer to our customers. It offers all of the capabilities, the very rich identity functionality, the ability to solve some of the most comprehensive and strategic use cases that our customers may have, and enable just amazing digital experiences for their customers and their employees. So that's one big area of focus. We're going to continue. We're very committed to our platform. We're going to continue to develop and innovate on the platform. The second area, really, our platform sits at the intersection of just very rich data, and it presents such a huge opportunity for us to invest in AI to make our platform a lot smarter, and also just enable new scenarios for our customers to take advantage of. And so we made some major announcements late last year around our investments in AI. And so this funding is really going to help continue to accelerate that investment and the availability of new products. And so the first product in this area was really autonomous identity, which really helps our customers to do identity management and governance in a completely different way that allows them to get business results that they've never seen before. But from new innovation perspective, we're also going to be investing in autonomous access as well. And if we think about identity and access together, essentially as two halves of the identity brain, we have such a tremendous opportunity to innovate in AI across both those areas. And so you're going to see a lot of exciting things coming from ForgeRock in the space of AI. So the third area that we're really focused on is cloud. We see just such a tremendous need from our customers who would like to consume identity capability as a service from the cloud so that they can just experience rapid time to value and immediate return on their investments. One of the issues we see in the market, however, is that a lot of the solutions that exist today really solve pretty narrow use cases. And what the opportunity is really to bring the broad, comprehensive functionality of the ForgeRock platform, but make it available as a service. And so really offering customers cloud without compromise. And so that's a big area of focus as well, is for us to continue to invest in our cloud efforts to make our customers have the widest choices available when it comes to cloud, whether they're deploying in public cloud, on their own on-prem data centers, or consuming ForgeRock platform as a service from ForgeRock's cloud. That's a huge area we're going to continue to invest in as well.
Yeah, that's cool. That all sounds really exciting. I know you're kind of an excitable person anyway, but is there something that within that really stands out to you, something that really gets you excited?
Yeah, Fraser, it really is exciting when you think about it. Everything we're doing at ForgeRock is just tremendous. But sometimes I have to step back a little bit and put things in perspective. If you think about identity is just really human. It allows people to connect in new ways and to do things in different ways. And especially in this new world we find ourselves in, it's just more important than ever. And then you think about what are our customers actually doing out there in the world. And I think about, for example, healthcare providers, and they're saving lives, especially in this time. And identity is so fundamental to allowing them to provide healthcare services to patients in new digital scenarios and new ways. And when you think about that and all the different ways our customers are using identity and digital to really help customers in new and meaningful ways, I mean, that's really what's most exciting. And it just never ceases to amaze me what our customers are able to do with this. So it's just, that's what blows my mind, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. That's such a good point. It is really cool to hear those use cases and kind of, see ForgeRock in action in the world doing these kind of things is really exciting. Well, Peter, thank you so much for your time today. It was really interesting for me, especially to find out more about how we're going to be using our Series E funding. Hopefully everyone watching, guys, hopefully you found that really interesting and enlightening. So Peter, thank you so much for your time, and it was obviously great to catch up.
Likewise, Fraser, my pleasure, and look forward to seeing you in person again one of these days soon.
Absolutely. And guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Cheers.